after another. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to turn the microphone over to Mr. Lewis. Mr. Lewis is our MYP coordinator here at BCC. Mr. Lewis, are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Next slide, please. Slide after that as well. The German writer and statesman Goethe declared, "He who knows no foreign languages knows nothing of his own." So in the spirit of the IB mission statement, I bid you all good evening in all of the languages present on the slide. Next slide, David. Now, if I were to put the MYP in a nutshell, I would say it's a curriculum that encourages teachers as well as students to use the world as the broadest context for learning. Such an ambitious outlook requires practical steps, and the personal project is an excellent tool for this. And so that is going to be what I will be discussing tonight. Oh, I apologize, I forgot to formally introduce myself. My name is Beltoni Louis, the new MYP coordinator at BCC. You can reach me at my Google Voice, which is 407-900-1087, and you can go ahead and greet me as Tony. Next slide, please. The novelist Zora Neale Hurston observed, "There are years that ask questions and years that answer them." 2020 has definitely been a year of questions. And some of those questions may never be answered, but tonight I hope to answer some questions as it relates to the personal project that you may have. Now, the presentation tonight is framed around 4 basic questions. What is the personal project? How is it executed? When are certain components due? Who are the stakeholders in this wondrous process? Now, when it comes to what the personal project is, it is a culminating project of the middle years program that is designed to develop students into lifelong learners and provide them with the opportunity to demonstrate the ATL skills that have been part of the MYP since their 6th grade year. The project is based on the students' interests and talents, resulting in a particular product or outcome. The project ideally should begin at the end of their freshman year and end in the winter of their sophomore year. It is required for all 10th grade students, and it goes on their transcript as half an elective credit. Now, when it comes to the process, the personal project moves through 4 distinct stages. The first, investigating. That has to do with what they want to learn and how they're going to go about learning it and why they want to learn it. The next is planning. That involves organizing their time and materials to meet their goals that they've set forth. Next slide, please. The third stage has to do with taking action, which involves chronicling the development of their project, whether it be the triumphs or obstacles they've encountered, adapting to any challenges posed by the project, communicating with their project supervisors, and creating a particular product or developing an outcome. And the final phase of the personal project has to do with reflection. That's where the student will evaluate the product or the outcome, and as well as the impact that the experience has had on them as a learner. Now, there are 3 essential, tangible elements that make up the personal project that will be assessed by myself and the supervising teachers. The first being the process journal, which can be digital, visual, or oral. The process journal is meant to document the student's process and progress. It is maintained throughout the project and is a reflection of their learning. Next, please. The product or outcome is the final result of the goal set forth at the outset of the project. It can take many forms, but it must be accompanied by a display board. The product or outcome is due at the start of February and will be displayed during the MYP showcase in March. And the third tangible element is the report, which is due in the middle of February, excuse me. A report can be written, digital, oral, or visual. If it is written or digital, it should be about 1,500 to 3,500 words. Oral and visual reports should be 13 to 15 minutes in length. The report demonstrates the students' learning throughout their project. Reflection and self-evaluation should be evident in the report. Now, who? The roles of various stakeholders in this process. Myself as the MYP coordinator, my role is to manage and implement the organization of all of the personal projects. The teachers, their supervisors, who are there to provide support for the students through a series of meetings where student progress will be assessed. The students, well, they're investigators. They're going to complete a sustained investigation of their topic. And you, the parents, well, your job is just to monitor your child's progress as it relates to the meeting of important deadlines. Now, when it comes to the schedule, I am working on a tentative schedule that I'm going to submit to admin at the end of this week. But on the slide are the monthly milestones for the project. So sometime in mid-September, I will meet with the 10th graders during the 8th period MYP seminar block and introduce them to the personal project and the writing of a project proposal. Early in October, the project proposals are due and the first supervisor meetings will take place. In November and December, the second and third supervisor meetings will take place. The discussions will be centered around their structured reflections and any progress that has taken place or lack thereof. Early and mid-January, the fourth and fifth supervisor meetings will take place. The project itself will be due at the start of February, whether that be the first week or the second week. And the following week, the reports will be due as well. And we'll have our celebration or project exhibition sometime in March. So, merci. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at the email on the slide, as well as my Google Voice number. Hopefully, I can go ahead and meet you guys face to face when the pandemic permits. Thanks a lot.